Alright, let's talk about the brand new DJI LITO X1. I have the Fly More version, which includes 3 batteries, the charger, and the nice carry bag. Now, I'm not going to pay much attention to the RC2 remote because this remote has been around for several years and it's the same one included in this kit. I'm going to focus on the DJI LITO X1, and as you can see, it unfolds like many mini drones on the market. Which means when you unfold the arms, it powers itself on. You can see here that the 48 megapixel sensor is on a 3-axis gimbal. This means video shot on the LITO, even in high winds, will appear very smooth, very crisp, and very level. Looking at the frame of this mini drone, you will notice air vents on the sides as well as on the rear. The motors are brushless motors and the props are foldable, but they are not quick release props. On the rear of the drone, you'll find a USB-C charge and data port, as well as a micro SD card slot. On the top of the drone, you'll find an omnidirectional avoidance camera, and you'll find another one on the bottom of the drone. And to the right of that camera, you'll find the bottom ground sensors. On the front of the drone, you'll find the obstacle avoidance LiDAR sensors. In many respects, the LITO X1 is a watered-down version of the DJI Mini 5 Pro. Certainly it does not have the camera of the Mini 5 Pro, nor does it have all the sensors of the Mini 5 Pro, but it functions almost identical to the Mini 5 Pro. Hey everyone, I'm Steve, and this is the DJI LITO X1. Now, I received this in the year 2025 in the month of November. Yes, DJI makes their products almost a year in advance. It was sent to me so I could beta test it. Now, many of you are probably unaware that not only am I a reviewer of all RC products, but also a beta tester. I've been a beta tester for the last 10 years. About 40% of the products I beta test never see the light of day. They never go to market and are never sold to consumers. However, some products are really good. So way back in November of 2025, when I received the LITO X1 to review, I knew nothing about it. I didn't even know it existed. So I received this. DJI told me a little bit about it, and they said, go out and test it in your cold, harsh Canadian environment and tell us what you think. So my first impressions when I received this, I thought it was like just a little bit of a downgraded version of the DJI Mini 5 Pro. You open the arms, it powers on, it should power on, there it goes. And it does a lot of the same things. It has a lot of the high-tech features that the DJI Mini 5 Pro has, such as the obstacle avoidance on this is outstanding, even during active track. So you always have this 360-degree bubble around you when you're filming yourself, tracking something, or doing whatever. The odds of crashing this drone are extremely minimal. It's also under 250 grams, extremely compact, has a super long flight time, and you can fly it at night because it does have LiDAR. And this, ladies and gentlemen, is the box it came when DJI sent it to me. That's why I knew nothing about it. It's just a white box. But they told me everything I received would be everything you receive when this is released sometime in the year 2026. And now we're April of 2026. They're kind of late at releasing this, but it's being released today. All right, I'm going to place the little guy down here, and I'm going to tell you all about my test with this guy. First off, let me tell you, the camera on here is outstanding for video and for photos. So since I was beta testing this baby, I took it out on the worst possible Canadian day. It was dull, it was cloudy, and it was snowing, so everything should have been messed up, but this camera was a champ. It took excellent quality footage and video and excellent quality photos. So here, if you look at this photo of me, I can zoom into the photo, and I can zoom in so much that you can read the writing on my toque. That's the thing on my head. You might call it a hat. In Canada, we call it a toque. And also, if you look at the buttons on my jacket, you can read the writing on the buttons. Another thing I wanted to test out in my cold climate was the focus, because focus is really important on DJI drones, and that's why their images look so sharp. So here I am sticking my face in front of the camera to make it go out of focus. I brought my nose right up to the lens. You can see it's a wide field of view because my head still looks far away. And when I pulled it away, it took a little while to focus. I reported that back to DJI, and I think they tweaked it in the final version. Now in Canada, when there's snow on the ground, and the sky is dull, you can't tell where the snow ends and the sky starts. However, if you have a really good camera, you can tell the difference. Most cameras just make everything white, but check it out, the DJI LITO X1 with its awesome sensor and its filming style, it looks really good. You can see snow, you can see sky, everything looks good. Even the trees don't look like a big bland mesh of anything. There's a lot of detail in everything that it's filming, and that's with the snow falling too. Now, of course, since the LITO X1 has omnidirectional obstacle avoidance with bypass technology, I had to try it out, so here I am trying to slam it into the side of my Jeep. It just goes up and over and around the Jeep, and then I tried to back it into the Jeep. The camera's pointing forward away from the Jeep, but I'm flying backwards into the Jeep and I want to see what happens, and again, it just goes up and over the Jeep. So the bypass feature and the omnidirectional obstacle avoidance, they all work together. It's beautiful. As with most modern cameras, you can film vertically. I tested out the vertical filming. It only films in 2.7K when you go vertical, so you get a little bit less resolution, but that's because you're using less of the sensor. Since you can film in 4K 100 frames per second, that means you can lower the resolution and make things really slow if you want. So here I am testing out the slow motion. The slow motion on this is buttery smooth, so if you have fast moving objects, you can slow them down. Now, when you do active track, you do have that 360-degree omnidirectional avoidance. So you can follow something that's moving quite fast and it will still avoid objects as it's following that object. I tried it here walking and there was lamp posts all around me and it avoided them, and I tried it from the rear, from the side, and from the front, and the obstacle avoidance plus the active track with the snow falling from the sky works perfectly. Now, if you're going to use this to track something like a motorcycle or your own car, the max speed you could track at with avoidance is 43 kilometers per hour. And if you're wondering about the range when I received this, that was told to me was 15 kilometers. That's because of the battery. You got to fly out, you got to fly back. Also, there are two types of batteries you can get for this drone. You can get the normal battery, which will make the drone under 250 grams. That's what you want in most countries. You'll get about 36 minutes of flight time. If you get the high capacity plus batteries, I've got 3 of them. That's what I normally fly with. It puts it over 250 grams. And well, your flight time is up to like 52 minutes. Now you see why I use the plus batteries. When I was out testing, I also tested the quick shots. You have all the standard quick shots you're used to. You know, you can do orbits, you can do drone-y type quick shots, you can do what's that one called? Tiny Planet, those type of quick shots, plus all the other ones you're used to. It also has master shots on it, and the master shots are identical to all the previous versions of master shots. At least that's how they were when I reviewed this in November, December. And you obtain the normal video you're used to. It takes a series of shots and it puts all the shots together to give you one master shot. Now, I can't show you here because I didn't have a camera on me filming the drone coming down, but it does have advanced return to home, or you might call it smart return to home. It's that type of return to home where it does not need the GPS to take off and it does not need the GPS to land on return to home. So in other words, it uses other sensors around it, spatial sensors. It takes off, and when it comes back for the last portion, when it's coming back, the last 50 meters or so, it will retrace the pattern it took when it took off. So in other words, you could be sitting in your condo and fly this off your balcony and it will come back and land back in your condo or back on your balcony, your choice. Now, I also tested this filming at night. As a matter of fact, I did quite a bit of testing at night, but I can't find the footage from it, and I'll tell you why I can't show you any new footage. So I'm showing you some footage here, but it's not the footage I wanted to show you. I'll just tell you right now, it's as good as the DJI Mini 5 Pro for filming at night. You get very little noise in the image. It's really good. And other things that came with the drone, you get some DJI stickers here. I got a bunch of DJI props, plus the prop removal tool, plus some screws, and a pile of silica gel. Now, many of you are probably wondering why I'm showing you all my footage from December and not showing you some footage from right now in the month of April when the weather's a little bit nicer. Well, that's because when I received this back in November, and then I did all my testing in December, well, that was great. Everything in this drone is beta. The firmware on here is beta, everything's beta, everything in here was beta. All the firmware and everything like that on the LITO X1. The problem is that I moved from one house to another. I put this away in December and I never pulled it out until April when DJI said, hey, can you make a video of the LITO X1? And I'm like, okay, I'll dig this out. I was hoping DJI was going to send me a new drone. Matter of fact, they said they would send me a new drone, but none ever showed up. So I don't know. There's something getting mixed up in our communication back and forth. Anyways, this one is bricked. Because the firmware was never updated and it's all beta firmware and there is no real firmware out until today when you're watching this video, I can't update it. These two items do not connect anymore. The drone says, I don't know what I am. And the controller says, I don't know what this is and I can't fix it. So I got to wait until this is magically released as it's being released today. Then I'll try the firmware updates with the new firmware and I should be able to fly it. So with all that said, I am going to put links to the LITO below this video. It's not very expensive. DJI told me the price way back in November and I was like, what? How much? That's it? That's all it's going to cost? So the price is really reasonable. It is a really good quad. Most things I review and do beta testing for, they have to really fix a lot of things before they go to market. But this was like 99.9% ready to go back in November and December. There's not much they had to tweak on it, so it's a really good quad. All right, guys, if you have questions on this baby, post your questions below, and I will get back to you. But for now, I say thanks for watching. Catch you in the next video. Bye!